If you're one of the millions of Americans struggling with weight loss, there could be a surprising reason why, and it has nothing to do with how many calories you eat or how much exercise you get. Every year, 45 million Americans go on a diet, and yet 2 out of 3 are still overweight. We can eat all the right foods, cut out the processed junk, exercise, and take all the right vitamins, but we still can't seem to lose weight. Well, now research done at Baylor University might be the key. They found that unwanted weight gain may be linked to low levels of one supernutrient, caused by the buildup of toxins, which has also been shown to be a cause of fatigue and depression, anxiety, and insomnia. Let's face it, our body simply was not designed to deal with today's nutrient-depleted food supply, environmental pollution, modern stress, drugs, alcohol, electric radiation, and millions of new chemicals introduced to the planet in the last 100 years. Most people think that looking and feeling tired, lacking focus, having a pasty-looking skin, bowel issues, digestive problems, difficulty sleeping, mood swings, muscle aches and pains, obesity, heart disease, and even cancer are simply natural problems that develop as we age. Nothing could be farther from the truth. I'm Dr. Brian McGilvery. My patients know me as Dr. Mac. I'm a board-certified physician, practicing ER doctor, member of the American Academy of Family Physicians, and a medical researcher, having conducted over 50 published clinical studies. I also own and operate my own health and wellness clinic. I have treated thousands of patients who have all experienced the frustration of following diet after diet, cutting calories, taking supplements, and countless hours of exercise, and still they're unable to lose weight. Now, I have a new weapon in the battle against weight gain, and I've had great success with my patients, especially with my patients who suffer from low energy, obesity, and just not looking or feeling like they used to when they were young. Today, at my clinic, I continue to have one success story after another with patients who are finally making the transformation, losing weight, gaining loads of energy, clearing skin problems, and improving sleep just by following 3 easy steps to boost this one key molecule in the body. Now they report way more energy, losing weight, and looking and feeling better than they have in years. In this presentation, I'll tell you about the miracle molecule, which in more accurate scientific terms, really the mother of all antioxidants. And it's the most important molecule in your body that you've probably never heard of until now. The discovery of the miracle molecule was so remarkable, it was awarded the Nobel Prize, and the discovery is said to be so critical to human health that no one can live without it. In just a moment, you're going to learn the secret to improving your metabolism and your health in a very short time. Due to high demand, it's not possible for everyone to come see me at my practice, so this is how you can achieve the same results at home. I created this presentation in order to share what has helped my patients look and feel better and fight the battle against aging. If you have found yourself unable to lose weight, even after changing your diet and adding exercise, like many of my patients, you will especially want to pay attention. You will learn how you can even fight the war against the worst life-threatening conditions like a weakened immune system, high blood pressure, heart disease, diabetes, Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's, obesity, cancer, and even more. I'm also going to share with you 4 super toxins that you're probably consuming every day and are likely unaware of the fact that they are robbing your body of this same critical miracle molecule. In addition to the 3 steps I recommend to my patients every day, I'm going to show you how to protect your body from these same 4 super toxins. But before I do that, let me tell you the story of a patient that changed my entire focus in medicine from treating sickness and disease to focusing on strategies and treatments to prevent it. Over 20 years ago, I graduated from medical school, eager to start treating diseases with all the therapies, surgeries, and medications I had studied for so long. It didn't take me long to discover that despite using the newest and most advanced medical treatments, many patients only marginally improved, and even more were forced to trade in their quality of life to medication side effects. The longer I focused on treating disease, the more disheartened I became with having inadequate therapies and my inability to improve my patients' quality of life. A couple of years after I opened my practice, a patient came into my office. We'll call her Linda. Anyway, Linda was a mess. It turns out Linda had been quite ill in the months preceding her coming to see me. She had contracted Lyme disease, and during her treatment and recuperation, she had lost her mother to cancer, lost her job, and had her husband leave her. The physiologic trauma from contracting the Lyme disease, along with the emotional stress caused by such catastrophic life changes, had thrown Linda's body into a state of pure chaos. Linda had gained nearly 30 pounds in the last several months. Her blood work showed that her body wasn't making enough thyroid hormone, her liver enzymes were elevated, and she was exhibiting symptoms of adrenal fatigue and, believe it or not, even new-onset psoriasis. She was beside herself and literally broke down crying in my office. I prescribed her some thyroid replacement medication and treatments for her psoriasis and advised her to rest, exercise, eat well, and try and reduce her stress. Despite all my medical training, conventional medicine just didn't have much else to offer a body that has started to fall apart due to all the massive internal imbalances. 3 months later, Linda came back for a follow-up visit. I could tell immediately that she was doing much better. She brought in a big bag of vitamins and supplements that she had been taking to show me and ask me what I thought. Once I got the updated blood work back, I sat back in my chair shaking my head, just speechless on what I was seeing. I asked her if she was still taking the thyroid medication, and she told me she'd stopped taking it because she felt so much better. Her thyroid levels were normal. Her liver enzymes were well within the healthy range. Linda had lost nearly all the weight she had gained. She told me that the psoriasis breakouts she'd been having on her forehead, elbows, and neck had all cleared up. She felt so much more confident after losing her weight and having her skin clear up that she'd actually been able to land an even better job than she'd had before. She even blushed when she told me she had a new boyfriend. Her turnaround was absolutely shocking. Later that evening, I sat there in my office trying to figure out how Linda had become so much healthier. I made a list of all the vitamins and supplements she was taking, and as I went through them and researched each thoroughly, initially I didn't find any connection that could have caused Linda's amazing recovery. But eventually, I noticed one surprising link between them all. When I realized what they all had in common, I had to ask myself, could it really be this fundamental? But as with many other things, the right answer is often the simplest one. My medical training focused on treatment of disease and did not prepare me for the shocking realization that the common link among all of the supplements Linda brought to me was that they were in one way or another all designed to fight toxins in the body and boost the body's natural detoxification system. I was so excited, I only spared a fleeting moment wondering why this had not been part of my medical education up to this point before, you guessed it, I started doing my own research. Digging into this further, I saw that toxins and free radicals cause excessive cell damage all over the place. And if these free radicals and toxins remain in our body over an extended period of time, we develop a dangerous condition called oxidative stress. As a physician, I can tell you that oxidative stress in the body has been shown to be a primary contributing cause of many of the diseases we know about and a host of other problems we associate with aging, including the problems Linda was experiencing. These are all problems that originate in the world's toxic attack on our bodies and are the result of oxidative stress. But now we can fight back. I ended up finding mountains of evidence supporting the fact that Linda's breakthrough was not a fluke, and that fighting toxicity and oxidative stress achieved life-changing results in numerous real clinical trials. Most importantly, they got results without the side effects caused by many pharmaceutical medications. That was a major revelation for me, and it has been at the heart of my medical practice since my breakthrough realization with Linda. Today, my primary focus is helping my patients prevent disease rather than fighting it after it occurs. I do this through helping them fight the toxic battle we face every day and the serious health risks and consequences that develop over time when toxins are allowed to build up in our body. So what role do toxins really play in our health? Are the chemicals and toxins in our skincare, cosmetics, household cleaners, pollution, and water really that harmful? What I discovered over the last 15 years is that unfortunately in our modern world, we are bombarded by a huge amount of toxins in our diet and our environment. These toxins are everywhere and include plastics, pesticides, BPA, mercury, lead, arsenic, and over 80,000 chemicals introduced into our world since the Industrial Revolution. If these free radicals and toxins remain in our body, we experience oxidative stress. As a doctor, I can tell you that oxidative stress in the body is what causes disease and most of the other problems that we associate with aging. Research at UC Irvine has shown that these chemicals affect metabolism and they cause weight gain even in the absence of extra calories. This is a significant discovery. The connection between toxins and weight gain is starting to be more fully understood. In fact, there are quite a few of my colleagues focusing on a special group of toxins which specifically cause weight gain and obesity. This group of toxins has been aptly named obesogens. Animal studies have found that obesogens can cause weight gain independent of any change in caloric intake and any amount of exercise. There is little question that these toxic compounds affect weight gain. They directly slow the metabolism through changing the way hormones interact with the brain. For example, environmental toxins contribute to insulin resistance and prediabetes, which can eventually lead to diabetes. They also affect the way mitochondria function. Mitochondria are the body's tiny power plants where the body burns fat and creates energy. They are the core of the body's metabolism, and when there are too many toxins present, the mitochondria just don't work efficiently. Toxins can even reduce your thyroid function, which in turn tells your body to use less fuel, which in turn makes losing weight exponentially harder, while it makes gaining weight much easier. But what if there was another way? Well, the good news is there is a much better method of dealing with toxins. In fact, when we prevent toxic buildup, we can protect the metabolism, which encourages more weight loss, less fatigue, and avoids damage to important organs like the thyroid, kidney, and liver. We need to improve our body's own ability to detoxify itself by increasing its levels of the miracle molecule, which happens to be the master antioxidant and detoxifier in the body. It's a major protective mechanism against oxidative stress. For example, it protects red blood cells from hydrogen peroxide, a toxic byproduct of certain metabolic reactions. You see, toxins are found everywhere. They are present in cosmetics, food, plastic storage containers, cleaners, and many other things we use every day. In fact, toxins are so prevalent in our environment that a study found 247 different industrial chemicals and toxins present in newborn babies immediately after birth. But what I have discovered is when the body is supported to remove the toxins, many of the health issues caused by the toxins also disappear and the body rebalances and heals. For example, Bethany, who is a 42-year-old mother from Bulverde, Texas, came to me looking for help with a variety of health issues. Bethany was at her wit's end because her blood sugars were still in the 200s despite being maxed out on oral diabetic medications, along with her ongoing inability to lose the weight that was necessary to control her diabetes. She knew what I would recommend: advancing her diabetes treatment to insulin injections due to her persistently high blood sugars. But with tears in her eyes, she pleaded with me to try and find another way to help her control her weight and blood sugar. At the time, she had 2 teenagers in high school, and she didn't want them to see her inject insulin because of the worry it would cause them. I placed Bethany on some targeted supplements to help her body fight its toxic buildup and had her maintain the oral diabetic medications without adding insulin. I also reiterated the importance of her strict diabetic diet and impressed upon her the necessity to lose the weight and reduce her body fat to better control her diabetes. Bethany left my office that day with average blood sugars running around 240, which is double the high end of normal. She returned to my office after 4 weeks, and her blood sugars were now averaging around 115, and she was so overjoyed, describing to me improvements in her energy, focus, concentration, mood, and even her love life. I was even able to remove one of her 3 oral medications due to her weight and blood sugar improvements. Bethany was so happy that she was able to set an example for her children and improve their lives with better nutrition. Bethany now says she has the energy to exercise regularly and keep up with her teenage daughters. Presently, Bethany is looking forward to continued improvements in her weight and blood sugar levels and has set a new goal to wean herself off her remaining medications for diabetes while maintaining her healthy diet and lifestyle changes. Because so many people are struggling with weight gain, anxiety, fatigue, and many other conditions in spite of changes to their diet, adding exercise, or even taking vitamins and supplements, when really all along it's this toxic attack that pushes the body out of balance, causing unwanted weight gain and other serious health conditions. As we are exposed day after day to these unprocessed toxins, eventually cells die, which causes the body to deteriorate, and this in turn causes chronic diseases and what we know as aging. The fact is, aging and developing diseases are not one and the same. Most people think that looking and feeling tired, lacking focus, having pasty-looking skin, bowel issues, digestive problems, difficulty sleeping, mood swings, muscle aches and pains, obesity, heart disease, and even cancer are simply natural problems that develop as we age. Nothing could be farther from the truth. Aging does not have to bring disability. These are all problems that originate in the world's toxic attack on our bodies and are the result of oxidative stress. But before I discuss how you can boost your body's detoxification system and increase your natural defenses to protect yourself against this constant toxic attack and dangerous oxidative stress, first let me tell you about the 4 super toxins you are probably exposed to every day that you may not even realize. Super toxin number 1 is a group of chemicals called phthalates. In the past few years, researchers have linked phthalates to asthma, ADHD, breast cancer, obesity, liver toxicity, type 2 diabetes, neurological disorders, behavioral issues, and male and female hormone imbalances. Phthalates are chemicals primarily found in certain types of plastics used in hundreds of products. These include toys, vinyl flooring, wall covering, detergents, lubricating oils, food packaging, pharmaceuticals, blood bags and tubing, personal care products, nail polish, hairsprays, aftershave lotions, soaps, shampoos, perfumes, and even fragrances. They are all around us all of the time. Phthalates are also found in a variety of flooring that is installed in millions of homes. A study on samples of floors purchased from major home improvement retailers found that 58% of the samples tested contain the same phthalates that have actually been banned in children's toys since 2009, since they are so dangerous. Another surprising source of phthalates is deodorizers and air fresheners. Over 75% of American households use air fresheners. The NRDC tested 14 different brands of common household air fresheners and found that 12 tested positive for phthalates. An even more shocking source of phthalates is in fast food. Plastic packaging and storage containers contain phthalates in which food is processed and stored, and this allows toxic phthalates to leak into the food. Researchers analyzed data collected by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention between 2003 and 2010 as part of a nationwide survey on health and nutrition that included 8,877 children and adults. Approximately 10% of the participants in the study had gotten 1/3 or more of their calories from fast food in the previous 24 hours. This same group had 20 to 30% higher levels of phthalates compared to those who ate no fast food. So there is no doubt that there is a strong connection between consumption of fast food and ingesting these toxic phthalates. Unfortunately, in spite of the overwhelming amount of research showing the damage phthalates can cause to the human body, companies are not even required to list phthalates on consumer product labels. Until legislators create testing, labeling, and other regulatory requirements, most of us will continue to be exposed to these dangerous chemicals on a daily basis. This brings me to super toxin number 2. Perfluorooctanoic acid, known as PFOA, is used on non-stick pans and is also used in various food containers which can release PFOAs and allow it to seep into our food. Food packaging that may use this chemical include takeaway containers that are treated to resist grease, oil, and moisture. Pizza boxes are the prime suspects, but fast food wrappers, microwave popcorn bags, and disposable paper plates are also all treated with these highly fluorinated chemicals designed specifically to create durable coatings and render packaging stain resistant. In addition, non-stick cookware and grease-proof paper are also on the list of potential PFOA carriers. Studies indicate that PFOAs can cause several types of tumors and can be fatal to newborns, as well as having toxic effects on the immune, liver, and endocrine systems. Supertoxin number 3 has become more prevalent over the last 50 years because of the huge rise in large-scale crop production. It is known as glyphosate, and independent tests found extremely high levels of glyphosate, which is the key ingredient in the most popular weed killer, within a multitude of brand-name foods such as cereals, crackers, chips, cookies, and many others. Even ultra-low doses of weed killer can cause liver and kidney disease. One study shows that regular intake of 1/400,000th of the U.S. permitted consumption level of glyphosate can cause non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which currently affects up to 30% of the U.S. adult population. Food contamination is such a widespread problem that when the USDA tested thousands of different foods, they found that 85% contain pesticides, fungicides, and weed-killing chemicals. In addition to pesticides, 90% of the American food budget is spent on processed foods, which contain more than 3,000 food additives, many of which are banned in other countries. These dangerous additives have been found to correlate with a wide spectrum of ailments and diseases, including increased appetite, autoimmune diseases, hypothyroidism, hearing loss, asthma, fatigue, birth defects, obesity, heart disease, and breast, colon, and prostate cancer. And now super toxin number 4, artificial sweeteners. 40% of Americans consume artificial sweeteners daily, and many don't even realize it. A recent study found that people who used artificial sweeteners over time gained weight and had a larger waist circumference, as well as a higher incidence of hypertension, fibromyalgia, metabolic syndrome, type 2 diabetes, and cardiovascular events. Artificial sweeteners are sold under various brands, and they include aspartame, saccharin, sorbitol, sucralose, xylitol, and many, many others. Artificial sweeteners hide in many of the products we use every day, so it's important to check the labels of foods we eat and products we use. Foods to look out for include toothpaste and mouthwash, cough syrup and liquid medicines, chewing gum, no-calorie waters and drinks, alcoholic beverages, salad dressings, frozen yogurt and other frozen desserts, candies, baked goods, yogurt, breakfast cereals, processed snack foods, light or diet fruit juices and beverages, and prepared meats. Artificial sweeteners have been shown to be correlated with cancer in animal models, and they've been shown to cause oxidative stress. This suggests that they could be responsible for similar damage to the human body as the other toxins I mentioned previously. Now, I have 2 other super toxin categories that aren't specific toxins, but are so prevalent in our lives that it's vital for me to mention them so that you can try and protect yourself and your family. The air we breathe, especially for those of us living in more populated areas and cities, is filled with toxins. More than 80% of people living in urban areas are exposed to air pollution levels that exceed the World Health Organization pollution limits, and air pollution causes 200,000 early deaths each year in the U.S., with the pollution robbing an estimated decade of life from each individual. Many modern-day diseases are related to damage from air pollution and include asthma, bronchitis, emphysema, allergies, lung cancer, birth defects, stroke, COPD, Alzheimer's, autism, ADHD, and mental illness. Our water supply is the second most common source of toxins to which we are exposed daily. What is coming out of the taps in many of our houses is filled with chemicals and toxins. More than half of the lakes and rivers in the U.S. are deemed too polluted for our health. Data collected by state agencies and the EPA from 50,000 water utilities across all 50 states found 267 contaminants linked to increased risk of cancer, brain and nervous system damage, developmental harm to our children or fetuses, hormone disruption, and fertility problems. The water supply to over 250 million Americans was found to contain multiples of the most dangerous contaminants, including chromium-6, dioxane, arsenic, nitrate, and disinfection byproducts. As you can imagine, this problem isn't any better for many people in other countries. If toxins cause weight gain and obesity, and the world has an obesity epidemic, it's pretty easy to see why when we start analyzing how many toxins we are all exposed to every day. But the good news is that now we can help prevent many of the effects of these super toxins, which kill our cells and wreak havoc on the body. Remember the miracle molecule I mentioned whose discovery won the Nobel Prize? Its scientific name is glutathione, which has been described so far as the miracle molecule. A polypeptide that is capable of preventing damage to important cellular components caused by free radicals, peroxides, lipid peroxides, and heavy metals. It's a major protective mechanism against oxidative stress. It's actually something every cell in the body produces naturally. Glutathione is, in more accurate scientific terms, really the mother of all antioxidants, and it's the most important molecule in your body that you've probably never heard of until now. But don't feel bad. Frankly, many physicians don't even know about this remarkable molecule. The bad news is our body simply does not make enough glutathione to battle the world's massive and daily toxic attack on our bodies. In fact, the body's production capacity for glutathione decreases on average 1% a year starting at age 20. And what's even worse is that an estimated 40 to 60% of the population has significantly reduced glutathione production capacity due to genetic traits passed down from their ancestors. It is capable of preventing damage to important cellular structures, and it's our molecular guardian against free radicals, toxins, peroxides, and even heavy metals, also collectively known as oxidative stress. This oxidative stress is the leading cause of the problems we think of as aging, like obesity, wrinkles, and more serious health conditions like immune disorders, heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and even Alzheimer's disease.
The glutathione, I think, has really helped decrease my rosacea's redness. The bumps, sometimes which can resemble acne, are not as apparent. And I myself have noticed that as a whole, my skin has improved. It's less irritated because I do suffer from rosacea. I've actually gone several times without makeup and been able to go into public without being completely, embarrassed or, conscious of the redness that I normally have on my face.
Let me take a second and explain how glutathione works in the body. My patients love this illustration because it really sets home how important glutathione is and what it does for us on a daily basis. Every cell in your body is like a machine. And early on, when the machine is brand new, it usually runs pretty well. However, as the cell ages, it begins to slowly break down, and toxins are allowed to build up faster than they can be removed. Well, think of the machine aging over time as oxidative stress. Now, the good news is that each cell has this miracle molecule called glutathione. Now think about glutathione that's normally in the cell as well as a mechanic. So every time the machine breaks down, the mechanic fixes it, doesn't let it stay in disrepair, so that the machine stays running effectively through the years of its life or longer. Pretty cool, huh? Each cell is born with its own master mechanic on board. The problems begin to occur because glutathione decreases over time, both with normal aging and especially due to the plethora of toxins we are continually exposed to every day. When you take away glutathione, you take away the mechanic, and so the machine starts to break, starts to fail, and it doesn't get repaired. And so now you have cells throughout your body, in your eyes, in your muscle, in your heart, in your neurologic system, that start to break down. We know it as the process of aging. That's why glutathione is so exciting, is we can put mechanics back into all the cells of the body to not let them get in a state of disrepair, which helps them live longer and helps you live longer. And research has shown increasing glutathione can help fight many of the problems normally associated with aging.
I try to live a healthy lifestyle. I try to eat, good food. I try to exercise regularly and take care of myself. But, as you get on in years, you just notice there's a little less energy, a little less pep, a little less vigor. When I go to the gym or something, I just couldn't lift as much as I used to or go on a cardio machine for as long as I did. And then I started taking this glutathione, and I noticed that my workouts, I started getting stronger. I started lifting more weight again. I started running a little bit longer on the treadmill, and I really started to notice a real boost in my energy levels in the gym, and then later afterwards. I wouldn't get that afternoon lull. I just felt good. Glutathione really did help me to turn back the clock and feel a lot younger.
Another way to look at low glutathione, which increases oxidative stress in the human body, is to compare it to a rusty old car. When metal rusts, oxygen combines with the metal to cause a reaction which changes the composition of the metal, causing it to break down and erode. This is the exact same chemical process that is occurring when the buildup of toxins exceeds the glutathione capacity in the body. Now you have unprocessed free radicals which combine with oxygen molecules in the cells to cause what everybody knows as oxidation. The only difference is that compared to cars, humans rust from the inside out. So when you see signs of oxidative stress, there's already a lot of damage that has been done to the cells and systems of the body. We know it's nearly impossible to avoid all the sources of toxins we encounter every day, so it's important to take proactive and protective steps. I've had great success recommending to my patients 3 simple things you can do for yourself at home to keep toxins low and glutathione levels high. The first is to avoid consuming as many toxins as possible. This is the reason that organic produce, meat, dairy, and other foods can really help cut down on the toxins consumed every day. Even when organic isn't an option, avoiding fruits and vegetables that are more frequently sprayed with heavy pesticides can still reduce exposure to toxin. Unfortunately, some of the most popular fruits and vegetables are also the most contaminated with pesticides and should be avoided when organic is not available. Stay away from apples, peaches, strawberries, grapes, cherries, nectarines, celery, spinach, lettuce, potatoes, and tomatoes unless you're reasonably confident that they have not been sprayed with significant pesticides. If you're not able to find organic products, then be sure to buy fruits and vegetables which usually have much less contamination, such as onions, avocados, sweet corn, pineapples, mango, asparagus, sweet peas, kiwis, bananas, cabbage, and broccoli. You'll notice that most of the vegetables with less pesticides have thicker skins or protective coverings and are hardier plants, so they are not as sensitive to pests and less likely to have been sprayed. Identifying the other sources of toxins in food is also important. For instance, certain types of fish are much more likely to have heavy metals and should be avoided whenever possible. These include orange roughy, swordfish, white albacore tuna, farmed Atlantic salmon, and marlin. Fish with lower levels of heavy metals include wild-caught Alaskan salmon, Atlantic mackerel, tilapia, shrimp, cod, pollock, mussels, sardines, and herring. You can also avoid the large amount of toxins in tap water by using a reverse osmosis or carbon filter. You should support your body's own detoxification system by drinking at least 6 to 8 glasses of filtered water daily. You should also eat enough fiber to improve colon function and support regular daily bowel movements. Another great way to remove toxins is sweating. It's particularly good for the removal of heavy metals. Using a sauna a couple of times a week if you're healthy enough, or aerobic exercise that causes some sweating can help also. I also recommend that you ensure you're getting an optimal amount of antioxidants and detoxifying nutrients, including glutathione, from your diet. You can easily do this by increasing your intake of foods that contain higher levels of sulfur. These foods include cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, asparagus, kale, and bok choy, along with things like garlic, ginger, onions, and turmeric. These are all powerful natural ways to increase antioxidant levels, which in turn support your body's own detoxification system and reduce the burden on the body's natural glutathione reserves.
I enjoy going to the gym, but I always hated the way people used to stare at me because of my skin outbreaks. They would avoid me like I was contagious or something. So for years, I tried everything to clear my skin, including prescription drugs, and nothing worked. Then I discovered nanoglutathione, and I decided to give it a try. Well, after using it for about 3 weeks, I was shocked at how my skin had cleared. I went to my dermatologist, and she was surprised to see the results and to hear that I wasn't taking any of the prescription drugs she gave me. I told her I'm only using nanoglutathione. And in 3 weeks, I was stunned when I noticed my skin was completely clear. For the first time in over 9 years, I had clear skin.
But eating enough vegetables to replace the glutathione, which is being drained every day due to constant attack of external toxins, is challenging. In fact, to get the 200 milligrams of glutathione each day that I currently recommend, it is the equivalent of 2 pounds of uncooked asparagus, 7 pounds of fresh cooked spinach, 9 pounds of broccoli, 11 pounds of cauliflower, 21 pounds of cabbage, or 12 pounds of cucumbers. But remember, the body has a natural limitation to the glutathione it can produce each day, and this limit is in decline every year after the age 20. This is why I have recommended for years that my patients also take one or more glutathione boosting supplements every day to ensure that they maintain enough glutathione in the body to keep the body's cells free of toxins. Don't worry, I'll get to a list of some of the supplements that boost glutathione, along with what I found to be the single best way to increase glutathione levels in just a moment. Many of my patients report after boosting their glutathione levels through changes to their diet as well as supplementation that they are seeing transformative, life-changing results, losing weight, feeling happier with more energy, clearer skin, and just an overall feeling of well-being and health. I can only describe it as a complete reboot of their bodies.
I get better rest. I have lost weight and I feel better. I'm not so insecure and I can't do that. I am comfortable riding bikes with my kids and playing games with them and going to their friends' houses and playing. I'm comfortable going out with my husband on dates because I feel better about myself. And being that I'm not so insecure and withdrawn, that I'm out and I'm functioning, it is just improved the whole family, and which makes me happier.
Another patient of mine that had remarkable results is Debbie. Debbie is 54 and also from Texas. She was suffering from depression, fibromyalgia, obesity, and adult-onset ADD when she came to see me. She had been working at a large department store in clothing sales, but lost her job because she was unable to perform many of her responsibilities at work due to daytime fatigue and myofascial pain in her upper and lower extremities, hips, and back. She had tried a number of different prescription remedies for both her fibromyalgia and fatigue, which secondarily worsened her attention deficit disorder. In fact, she was prescribed Adderall, a prescription stimulant, which had failed to improve her focus and daytime fatigue. Debbie lost her job due to both the decline in her sales numbers and her frequent absences from work, resulting from her disease symptoms. All of these factors contributed to a much greater level of depression. Recognizing the likelihood that Debbie was suffering from severe oxidative stress resulting from poor diet and lifestyle, I recommended treatment of a diet that would reduce free radical production along with exercise, which has also been shown to have a positive impact on oxidative stress. I also recommended a new, highly effective glutathione supplement to assist in reducing her oxidative stress. Debbie followed up with me 8 weeks later, immaculately dressed, with a name tag on from a different department store. When I walked into the exam room, she ran up to me and gripped me in a big bear hug. She was so excited. It turns out that just 3 weeks after my initial consultation with her, Debbie had been hired on as sales manager with another department store. She laughed as she remembered what she was told upon getting hired. She shared that the general manager had commented on how much he liked her energy at the end of the interview. Debbie experienced such a dramatic improvement in her energy and focus, she even stopped her Adderall because it became unnecessary. She also saw an improvement in her weight. Debbie is currently setting record sales numbers at her new department store and has registered additional weight loss since I last saw her. She is still off the Adderall and says she now has the energy and drive to do yoga and Zumba 4 days a week. Her psychiatrist was so impressed with the positive changes in mood and the reduction in depression that he took Debbie off all of her psychotropic medications. So as you can see, relieving oxidative stress by boosting glutathione, along with a healthy diet and lifestyle changes, could have a significant impact on the quality of your health.
When you have a hysterectomy and your hormones are off balance, depression is one of the side effects. And I did have really bad depression. I've seen a physician for it as well. And since using it for a month, the glutathione, it's actually in the last week and a half, I've seen a big difference in being happier. I'm not as blue. I actually enjoy a lot more stuff than I did in the past. And with my job, it's very important.
Now, many of you prior to watching this presentation may not have heard of glutathione. Don't feel bad, because it's not something which was widely discussed in the medical field up till now. For those of you that have heard of it, you've probably also heard that oral treatment with glutathione had been linked to questions of its biological availability in the blood system. In fact, various studies have shown using traditional oral glutathione supplements are largely ineffective. Until now, glutathione could only be delivered with an IV or injection because your stomach acids would destroy it if you took it orally. Simply put, we didn't know if it would work effectively without being delivered by expensive IV treatments or injections. These intravenous injections are typically not covered by insurance, and can cost $500, $1,000, even $2,000 a month and more for glutathione IV. This was just too expensive for most of my patients, so I used to recommend that they take glutathione precursors, which were supposed to create glutathione naturally in the body. These include whey protein, N-acetylcysteine, and selenium, amongst others. Now, most oral glutathione products have been shown to break down in stomach acids, making glutathione pills useless. But glutathione precursors have been shown to result in moderate increases of glutathione when they're used with consistent doses over periods of months or longer. Unfortunately, there is a limit to how much glutathione the body can actually synthesize on its own. Another form of glutathione that is producing such amazing results for so many of my patients is a nanotechnology system that can deliver glutathione in a bioavailable formula to your body, with 80% of the glutathione in each dose going directly into the bloodstream.
Oh my gosh, great news. Well, along with having better sleep habits, which is, I can thank the glutathione for that, and more energy. So of course, I'm moving around more, and it's helping with weight loss. My clothes are fitting much better. It feels amazing to look at this size and then grab this size and like this one doesn't fit, but oh my goodness, everybody has those pair of jeans in their closet that they're gonna get back into and they never do. I did. I'm back in those jeans.
For the first time ever, it can be orally delivered into the body in bioavailable nano-sized molecules. What does that mean? Orally bioavailable nano-sized molecules simply means that the molecules are so tiny they can be absorbed through the mouth's inner tissue when you place the drops under your tongue and hold it there for 60 seconds or more. The glutathione is reduced to a nano-sized particle that is 20,000 times smaller than a normal glutathione particle and delivered sublingually using a breakthrough patent-pending technology. This nanoglutathione can boost your body's own natural supply to a level that can withstand the toxic attack we experience every day. In fact, a recent independent university study showed that it's so effective that it produced more than an 800% increase in blood glutathione levels compared to placebo after just a single dose. This is now my number one tool in fighting the battle against the daily toxic attack our bodies are under. I've had great success with our new nanotechnology glutathione treatment, especially with my patients who suffer from low energy, obesity, and just not looking or feeling like they used to when they were young. Now they report way more energy, losing weight, and looking and feeling better than they have in years. And the scientific research shows that glutathione can help us fight the war against the worst life-threatening conditions.
Prior to taking the glutathione, I'm not sure I would have ventured the steps. Just knowing that, having to come back, that my knees would have hurt and I would have been looking for, an Advil or, a Motrin or something to try and relieve the pain. But since the glutathione, I don't have that pain anymore. So we went to the Mayan ruins and up the steps we went and, we enjoyed it and I didn't have any pain afterwards. Having less pain and more energy, it's definitely given me a more positive outlook on life. Like I said, it makes me want to go and do more and be more active and get out and explore new things and, take trips and travel because I know I have the energy now and I know that I'm not going to dread doing something because I'm not going to have the pain associated with it thanks to starting the glutathione.
Now remember I mentioned that before the development of this nano form of liquid glutathione, the best way to increase glutathione levels was through IV injection? Well, we called around to some clinics that offered injection of this IV treatment, and the lowest price we could find was $169 for a 2,000 milligram injection of glutathione. Now compare this to the 6,000 milligrams of glutathione you get in just one bottle of nanoglutathione. That's equal to 3 IV treatments, which would cost more than $500. Also, it's worth noting that only high-quality, pharmaceutical-grade glutathione is used in nanoglutathione. And this is what makes IV glutathione so expensive in the first place. On top of that, the company can only produce small batches due to the complex 15-hour nanosizing process, which is required to reduce and stabilize the particles in nanoglutathione. So, as you can see, The company could easily get away with charging well over $100 a bottle, but in an effort to make this product available for not just celebrities and the super rich, the company's regular price on their website for a single bottle is just $69.95. But you won't pay that today, not even close. Because you discovered my online video presentation today, as per my request, the company is extending a special offer for nanoglutathione at an introductory rate as low as $39.95 per bottle, which is 40% off the normal one bottle price, and is available by clicking the Next Step button below the video. In addition to my own patients, I want as many people as possible to experience the powerful effects of removing toxins, which can help boost the metabolism and fight the age-related conditions and diseases discussed in this presentation, along with providing a healthy boost in energy and vitality to live a healthier and happier life at an affordable price. But remember, this offer is only available to first-time customers through this educational video presentation, and it's only guaranteed to be available for the next 24 hours or until the allocated supplies run out. When they do sell out, this offer will be taken down immediately, and nanoglutathione will return to its original price of $69.95. When you take into account the healthcare costs related to health conditions and diseases that are associated with low glutathione, like a weakened immune system, high blood pressure, heart disease, diabetes, Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's, obesity, cancer, and even more, along with the cost of missed work, you can see it could be the best money you'll ever spend. Because let's face it, nothing is worth more than your health. Think about it. With nanoglutathione, you can now get a long-lasting positive effect on your health. After so many years of studying, researching, and observing the effects of toxicity, getting these toxins out, boosting natural supplies of glutathione, and protecting the body from future toxic damage has become a passion of mine. Glutathione is simply too important to limit its amazing benefits to just celebrities and the super rich. I've seen the damage that toxins have done to my patients firsthand, and I know what's at stake. Since I started recommending nanoglutathione, I've seen so many patients at my clinic experience incredible transformations, which include weight loss, increased energy, clearer skin, increased libido, improved immune function, and so much more.
With my skin, after taking glutathione, I used to have these fine lines around my eyes and in the mirror, and I kept thinking in the mirror, who was this old woman? And after taking glutathione, one thing, and I would say one of the biggest things that I noticed, is that my crow's feet, some of the fine lines I had in my forehead, have completely gone away. And that's without using any topical creams outside of glutathione. Just 2 drops in the morning, and then over the course of a couple of weeks, the fine lines have honestly gone away completely.
My patients' lives have been dramatically improved. This is an incredible opportunity, and I hope you take advantage of it. If you do, I ask only 2 things. First, when you begin taking nanoglutathione and you experience what many of my patients have, the vast improvement of energy, weight loss, improved vitality, and surging metabolism, please write in to tell me about the wonderful changes you have seen. My email address is doc@drbrianmac.com. That's doc@drbrianmac.com. Seeing and hearing how this form of glutathione transforms your life is so rewarding for physicians. And the second thing, which is equally important, please tell your friends and loved ones about everything you've learned in my presentation. My goal is to educate people on the impact of toxins on our health and how you can use something which is naturally occurring in our cells, glutathione, to protect and prevent irreparable damage to your health. It's critical that we are all aware that the effects of these chemicals, which, as we have just learned, manifest as obesity, fatigue, mood changes, insomnia, skin outbreaks, aging, and serious health conditions, and are very likely related to the toxic buildup called oxidative stress. I've tried to do my part by creating this video. Now, we all need to spread the word. One extra incentive that I would like to mention is that every bottle of nanoglutathione is backed by the company's unparalleled 90-day money-back guarantee. This means that you can use every single drop, and if you don't experience all the benefits you're expecting or are dissatisfied in any way, just send it back and the company will happily return every cent of your purchase price, no questions asked. Even if it's just the empty bottles. I only want the best for my patients, and I want to offer you the same solution I offer them with no risks and no hassles. That's how confident I am in nanoglutathione as an investment in your health. Additionally, I want to add that we all know companies who offer refunds and guarantees, but make it extremely challenging to actually get a refund for those that want one. I trust this company, Nanoceutical Solutions, because they have received an A+ rating and are a member of the Better Business Bureau and maintain 4.8 stars out of 5 on Facebook, backing up the fact that both the product works and the company also maintains excellent customer satisfaction and service. I wouldn't be making this recommendation if I didn't believe in this personally. So if you're ready to take advantage of this one-time special offer, just click the Next Step button below. You'll be directed to the company's secure website so you can get started on getting your own supply of nanoglutathione and try it for yourself. Nanoceutical Solutions company warehouse and customer service team are based right here in the USA, ensuring quick delivery and the highest quality customer care. If you have any questions, you can call the company 7 days a week at 888-784-7826 with questions about your order, to hear about the new studies being released on the product, or just to tell us the positive changes you've noticed since starting the product. You can also reach them by email at support@nanoceuticalsolutions.com or send them a message through the company Facebook page. The feedback I've already received from all of my patients and their friends and family has been mind-blowing. Nearly all of them have reported just how thrilled they are to be able to have access to glutathione in the comfort of their own home. Just 5 years ago, it was impossible to even supplement with glutathione because it was only made in the body and not produced externally. So if you're ready to take advantage of this special price that is available only through this internet offer, then now is your chance before the price goes back up. Most packages reach their customers in just a few days, so if you order now, you could start experiencing the fantastic results so many of my patients have already experienced in just a few days. And incredibly, at this special internet-only price, experiencing the powerful results of nanoglutathione is actually less expensive than a cup of coffee a day. When you click on the link below, you'll be taken to Nanoceutical Solutions Secure Server. Simply select the nanoglutathione package that is right for you, then fill in your shipping and credit card information. The company will then rush nanoglutathione right to your door. If you prefer to order by phone, just give them a call at the number on the top of your screen on the next page. So click on the link below now to try nanoglutathione at the special introductory price, totally risk-free, and you'll be quickly on the path to losing weight, gaining tons of energy, clearer skin, better moods, improved sleep, and just an amazing feeling of vitality. Remember, all I ask is that if nanoglutathione works for you, as well as your family, friends, and anyone else you share this presentation with, please let me know. I love getting the thousands of messages of happiness and excitement that I've been receiving from all of the people who have already taken advantage of this offer and used nanoglutathione. The results and the praise for nanoglutathione have been overwhelming, to say the least. Thank you for listening, and feel free to get in touch with me through my Facebook page, by email, or by phone if you have additional questions about the product or any of the topics we covered today in this presentation. Wishing you great health, I'm Dr. Mack.